Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm reading to you from the New Testament, the book of 1 Corinthians, the second chapter, and I'm reading verses 12 through 14. Hear now these words. What we have received is not the spirit of this world, but the Spirit who is from God, so that we may understand what God has freely given us. This is what we speak, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, explaining spiritual realities with Spirit-taught words. The person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, but considers them foolishness, and cannot understand them because they are discerned only through the Spirit. Now, I know some friends with a Pentecostal background, and they would have looked at this passage that I just read to you and said, yes, Paul is talking about speaking in tongues. This experience of not knowing a language, not understanding the words that come out of one's mouth because they are spirit words, not human ones. And some charismatics will insist that the only people who are true Christians are the ones that have that kind of experience, because they will look at places like 1 Corinthians 2, 12 through 14 and say, see, if you can't speak this, then you aren't a real Christian. But all respect to my charismatic friends, I think they're taking the context from which Paul is writing and they've twisted it just a little bit, because I don't think Paul is talking about the experience of speaking in tongues in a prayer language. Rather, I think Paul is speaking about the wisdom that we don't hear necessarily through our ears, and they don't necessarily come out of somebody else's mouth. They come directly from God Himself. For you see, God's Spirit is able to speak to my spirit, to your spirit, on a level that is beyond words, beyond hearing and speaking, but directly into our souls. And this is the true wisdom from God that helps us to keep our faith, to live into our faith. And there are people that have grown up in the Christian church. They have heard the stories about Jesus. They know all about the good news of Jesus dying for their sins and then coming alive again. And they say, that's foolish. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe. That, to me, is what Paul is talking about here. He is saying we have received the Spirit of God to let us know what Jesus has really done, who Jesus really is, and that makes all the difference in our lives. May you hear the wisdom of God inside your soul today. I'll see you tomorrow for another daily devotion.